Hello Aries, welcome to my channel. This is going to be your 2024 forecast for Sun, Moon and Rising. I will be bringing out a card for each month of the year, which means that you can return back to this video at any point throughout the year to see kind of where you're at and what's coming towards you. And if you subscribe, that will help you to access this video again. But I will be posting on the community page every month so that you don't have to scroll through your history. Right. So we are not only going to have a card for each month of the year, we're going to have a theme card for the year. We're going to have a message from Spirit and also a cross of truth to tell me kind of what the general vibe is in terms of what's working in your favor, what the basic overall outcome is, and any challenges that you may be facing. Okay, so let us start off with a theme for the year. Aries. Okay, please remember that energies are non-gender specific, and of course this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Oh, your theme, leadership. Aries, you are taking the lead in something grand this year. And for some of you as well, I'm feeling that perhaps even in matters of the heart, I feel like you're taking the lead of yourself, like you're putting your interests, your positions, your desires first, which is actually really good. It's not like you're not seeing other people's input or contributions, but you're taking charge of you. And also you may be called to step up and lead as well for 2024. This is very exciting. It's almost like you're walking in uncharted territory as well. The polar bear. I'm going to show you that card again because it's beautiful. Okay. Look at that. That's you, Aries. Following your North Star. Right. Let us see how that plays into the whole of the year for you. So I'm going to be laying out every card and also the cross of truth. So just bear with me a few moments while I do all of that before I dive into your reading. Aries 2024. And apologies for my voice being a bit croaky. Been ill for ages it seems. So there we go. January. February. Oh. March. April. May. June. July. August, September, October, November, December. You've got a lot of major arcanas coming up in your reading. Major arcanas in tarot are like predestined currents of energy that we are going to be experiencing no matter what. The minor arcana is more of your kind of details, your day-to-day activities, temporary energies that you can actually move and manipulate at your will. But majors, you kind of go through it regardless. And we have a few majors coming up for you, but we will go through it all, don't worry. I'm just getting your cross of truth now ready for you. Okay. Okay. Foundation, yes, right. Wow, desire was working in your favor, the challenge and the outcome, right? Okay, so we've got two major arcanas come up in the cross of truth as well. One of them, which is you actually, the Emperor. But we'll get to that in a moment. Let's just quickly have a look. Bit of a topsy-turvy ride in 2024. You're actually the last zodiac sign I've done, and everyone's got a bit of that. We've got a few things happening in the cosmos and in obviously on the global world stage, economically, leadership roles, all of those sorts of things are kind of crumbling to the surface, which is going to put everyone in a state of flux. Okay, but for you, you start the month off super strong. The Hierophant, this is a Taurus major arcana. Now the Hierophant is basically all about kind of, traditionally it's like called the Pope card, but he accesses information, or she accesses information from the higher self, from the spiritual realm, and brings it down into earth. So this is my card for channeling, okay? The Hierophant can also talk about rules and regulations, the system at large. But what I'm really feeling here is that feels to me very spiritual. Like in January, it doesn't feel like you hit the ground running, but it doesn't feel like you're slow either. It feels like January you are really doing probably the most mature thing about taking the time just to check in with the self and to tune into your body and to meditate and to access kind of like a way forward for you, which may be unusual to your normal temperament. It's really kind of doing that internal introspection, but on a higher level, connecting with your higher self. And you have these nuggets of communication that are coming on in, light activations, all of that sort of stuff. Even if you don't feel that you are very spiritual, this is a highly spiritual card. And you're kind of finding a beautiful way of suspending yourself in an area of balance that is kind of flowing, more in coherence, kind of head-heart coherence. So it's a beautiful card, and I really love that to start the year, because you're kind of allowing your higher self to dictate to you where to place your energies for the whole of the year, which is beautiful. Again, you may be experiencing kind of intuitive hits that are to do with an element of leadership, how you take lead of yourself. This is all about being a leader is not being a boss. Being a leader is guiding the way. It is guiding by example the way. So having started the month off really, really strong, people throughout the year are going to be kind of following your guidance, okay? But in guiding the way, it's really, really important that you practice by example and you do what you would advise to a best friend or to a child or to a close loved one. You would do what you would advise they do in their situation for their highest good, and you're applying that to yourself, which is really, really nice. So I do see an elevation of self-love and self-respect coming on in. There's definitely a tuning in to your divinity, which is beautiful as you start the year, right? So moving from January into February, my goodness, Aries, you've got the Star card. So we've got a great deal of healing. We've got a great deal of faith for the future. This is like wish fulfillment. This is trusting in your path. This is trusting in your North Node. Now, if you don't know what your North Node is, you can do a natal chart. And your North Node would be kind of representative of a planet, of a sign that has certain traits that you would, that if you were to aspire to try out those traits, it would serve you in good stead. Our South Node tends to be what we are very familiar with, our default, our autopilot, okay? So it feels to me like you are daring to dream bigger and larger, and the excitement for the future in February. So for some of you, you know, Valentine's Day could be a very, very special time, particularly because I can see the following card come up. But for others of you, this is really about daring to dream big and trusting in your faith. Choosing to trust in love, choosing to trust in all of the good stuff. And with it comes a deeply cleansing purification quality with it as well. So we've got two major arcana starting the year. So, I mean, 2024 is going to start off with pretty strong on a spiritual aspect. You're going to feel a real kind of calm, collected, tuned in, tapped in, settled, and kind of excited, but not in a kind of childlike excitement, more in like a, yeah, I've got this. And you do, you absolutely do. Now the star can also talk about kind of being under the spotlight. So if you're interested in any sort of publicity or gaining more recognition, again, it's very, very prosperous, and February is a good time to be doing it. As we move into March, we've got the Two of Cups. So for those of you who are interested in love or interested in taking the level of love to a new direction, to a new level, this is very, very prominent in your energy field, okay? So we've got this lovely union coming together, this hope, this excitement, this meeting of the minds, this opening up the heart of someone who's very different to you, maybe they come from a different background, and it's beautiful. even if you're not looking for love, or even if that's not your focus, this is someone who, again, is very different from you, who you connect with. And it seems it has a bond attached, a very strong bond attached, which I think is going to enable you to see things from a whole new perspective, which again is important with the leadership. Or because it's a Two of Cups, it could be maybe a type of business partnering up with somebody. Okay, so again, it's really, really nice, it's really exciting, and it feels nice and calm and exciting. Exciting but calm in the sense of you feel confident in where the year is taking you so far. Okay, but then we have a little bit of a dip in April. Now April shows a 10 of Swords, and this is coming up now for all the signs. 10 of Swords has come quite a few times with all the fire signs, by the way, in and around the same sort of time. So this could be something that is on a kind of a global aspect, that is impacting your environment, where the way that something's been done, or type of communication, or type of technology or app is over and done with, right? That has perhaps quite a big impact on the work that you do. So that could be one of the things. Another thing it could be that is there's definitely a mindset that has now done its time. It's ended. The season has come to an end. So if there was a particular employer that you wanted to work for, perhaps it would be one of those things of that employer gets found out for, deceitful action or unethical work, and then you realize that you cannot go there. It could be, obviously these are examples. What it's basically saying is in April, and it's a little disappointing because it's around the time of your birthday, but May looks better, don't worry. But April is coming to terms with the energy that's coming with April is something is over with. Now it could be that as you come into your birthday season, when the sun shines in your zodiac sign, your lovely birthday season, things are coming to light, into full illumination. And in one area, that's really where the end of the year comes, right? So we always see as January as the beginning of the year in the Western world, but really it's kind of the year of the month of your birthday. Okay, that's the beginning. So you're kind of discarding, you're cutting your hair, you're getting rid of clutter, you are ready to see something from a whole new light. Okay, there may be certain kind of behaviors or addictions or things like that that you're looking to cut out, that is no longer serving you. It's over, right? It could be a person in your life where it cannot go any further, and it's done and dusted. And the Ten of Swords can sometimes be quite a painful experience for us, but it really comes with the higher knowledge that there's no way it can carry on. So it has to be cut and dealt with now. Okay, so as long as we can remember that, having known what we know now, that we can put it to bed, then that is the positive outcome of the Ten of Swords. Now May looks a lot better because now you are standing in your power, the Emperor. This is your card, Aries, okay? The Ram. And the Divine Masculine is action orientated. He knows how to get things done. He knows how to apply himself. He knows what action to take. He is strategic. He's planning forward. I'm being drawn to his little sneaky smile there. He knows that his way is the best, but he doesn't bleat it to the world. He's not up there kind of going, oh, I know what's best. But this is you in your leadership role, right? So for some of you, it could be moving up the scales in work, in business. You could be becoming more of a leader. You could be taking on more responsibilities. You could be taking the lead in some sort of investments that you see has great potential, and you are collecting and collating all your advice, all the research related to that, speaking to experts about it in order to move forward. It's like a chess game, and you are 2 steps ahead of everybody else, right? But it's action. You're not afraid to kind of walk the walk as well as just talk the talk. So May is going to be extremely powerful for you. And what actually helps you to stand more in your energy field is by saying goodbye to this old mindset, this old limited belief perhaps, okay, from April. From May, then we move into June, and June is a beautiful, gentle card. We've got the Queen of Cups. So now, having really kind of been in your Emperor energy, don't worry about masculine or feminine. We have both energy fields within ourselves. Sometimes we are a bit more feminine, sometimes we're a bit more masculine. It doesn't matter what gender you are, right? But after experiencing all that fire and excitement and action and solar plexus motivation in May, in April you soften to the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is patient, follows her heart, is nurturing, nurtures herself, nurtures others around them. This could also be, having been in the Emperor and a bit of a leader, people may be coming towards you and asking for some advice, your wisdom, and you have this gentle quality about yourself that is kind of irresistible, which is very nice. Again, male or female doesn't matter, but it's like you've gone from like rah, the fire, to like the feminine, you know, it's lovely. Then as we move into July, we've got the Page of Cups. So we've got some beautiful news coming in for you. Pages are messengers, and when it talks about cups, it's talking about things that light our emotional body. Our emotions are excitable. This is like, it could be a message in a bottle in terms of a love message, but I would say it feels to me that you're in the receiving end of lots of beautiful gestures in July, and perhaps you're just feeling more supported by people around you. And so if you were struggling in April about which avenue to take, what is the next step, right? Having said goodbye to an old paradigm, then it feels to me that you go out on your own, you lead by example in May. June, you soften to the energy and work with the other energy fields, so you are really the alchemist or the magician in this way. You receive the support, and you're starting to see how your efforts are being paid back. And it's not being paid back with money or with the promotions or this sort of that. It's more to do with that you're actually touching people's hearts. You're actually having a real impact on people around you, which is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now, as we move into August, we've got the Six of Swords. So all of this energy is really enabling you to move into a more peaceful state of mind, okay? The Six of Swords sometimes talks about travel, so you could be traveling at this time, but where things were kind of damaging her psyche, kind of making her feel a little bit confused or a little bit analysis paralysis, in August you have the opportunity, maybe you're going to be going somewhere, you know, over the holiday season, in the summer in the Northern Hemisphere, and take some time out for yourself. So perhaps as you even travel there, but there's a lot of peace of mind that's coming in. So there's definitely anything that was being jarring you or making you feel stirred up, that softens, okay, because you've decided, okay, I'll take the lessons with me that I need and I'll disregard the rest. This moves you into this beautiful energy of the Empress, right? In what did we have? Oh, September. The Empress is the divine feminine. So you are getting both the divine masculine and the divine feminine in your energy frequencies for 2024. She is extremely abundant. She is extremely creative. She can make things happen, but she doesn't have to go out and work like a dog. She just sits in her power and allows it to come to her. Okay, extremely abundant, in touch with the emotional body, the heart space. The Queen of Cups is kind of leading you there. Once you get over the mental clarity that you are looking for in August, then you settle into the heart space of the divine feminine, of the Empress. Now, because we have the divine couple here in this reading, this could also talk about having a divine union with somebody, which is kind of star-crossed lovers. It's like soulmate kind of energy. So obviously that's not going to resonate with everybody, but it seems to me that having it both of that there, it could be that, for example, if you're in a partnership, you are in May time maybe lending the energy to serve the masculine, and in September lending the energy to serve the feminine, and it's this beautiful union and orchestration. But ultimately we see a lot of abundance, we see a lot of fertility, and we see a lot of creation for the future. Okay, so of course, being a leader or being in a leadership aspect, it's important to have that balance between the masculine and feminine, the yin and the yang, to kind of flow between both, so that you can handle any situation basically. Now, as we move into October, we do have a bit of worry coming in. We've got the Nine of Swords, and this is something where you may be feeling a little bit trapped or a little bit in kind of a nightmare situation. But again, it depends on how you look at it. The sharks could be simply playing with the rope, and the rope could be a rescue mission, or you could see it as someone trapped underwater in shark-infested waters. So again, it depends on how you perceive it. But we have a situation here, and it could be to do with either a birth of some sort, a creation of some sort, something that you're creating, or your sense of abundance, where in October there may be a little bit of worry or concern coming in. It is a number 9, meaning that it's not going to get worse than this, because after that's a 10, which marks the completion of it. So 9s are talk about endings. But we do have some worry, some concern, feeling either trapped, overwhelmed, sleepless nights, a little bit of anxiety. And it feels, I'm just going to get another card on that, because it's quite a shift from one aspect to another. I mean, if you're taking any leadership roles, this could be something where perhaps you didn't realize perhaps you didn't realize the small print of the situation, and maybe that comes to light and now all of a sudden you're responsible for it. It's got kind of energy like that, but something that you're quite concerned about. So I'm just going to get a card for that, please, for the Nine of Swords. King of Pentacles. So you could be concerned about somebody else here. Okay, this could be either a father figure or boss figure. There's concern about whether you continue what you're doing or whether you're taking the lead, because it feels like somebody, I would say either father or boss figure. It could be close friend, but it could be a business partner. It's someone who's a bit of a business owner, let's just put it that way, and who is very solid and stable, and there's concern over this person. It is not you, it is somebody else, okay? So obviously I cannot go into more detail because it's a general reading, but there would be concern over somebody close to you. And I mean, it's coming up as Pentacles, so it could be an earth sign, but I don't always like to say the star signs specifically to each card, because it's always so fluid. But there will be concern over somebody. Following that, so that's in October. As we move into November, we've got the Tower, okay? So the Tower can also be kind of energy of someone's pulling the rug from under our feet. Tower card basically says that there's been, you built up walls around your situation for your financial security, for your longevity, basically a defense mechanism, but it's no longer holding up anymore, okay? The Tower comes in to basically enable us. It can sometimes feel like a little bit of upheaval, a bit of a shake to the system, particularly if there's been someone you've been concerned about, whether that's, you know, close connection or a business situation that you've been concerned about. There's something that is now needs to be brought down so a new, stronger Tower can be built. It's as if the foundations that the Tower was built upon is rotten to the core, okay? So this could be a business situation whereby you place a lot of hope and a lot of faith into it, but it cannot stand the test of time the way it is at, so it needs to be brought down and reconstructed, okay? It could also, I'm just going to get another card for that actually, because these are quite powerful cards, and I don't want to leave you feeling worried in any way. We'll get one for the Tower, please. May feel a little bit chaotic. 8 of Cups for the Tower, yeah. So whatever this is, it's something that you were kind of really hoping on, really counting on. It could be as simple as perhaps you were expecting to go away on holiday and now you realize that you can't, you know, you were holding out for a pay rise or a bonus and now it's not coming through. Or you've bought a house and you realize there's the foundations are rotten, whatever the case may be, okay? But within this, I see you walking away from it with the 8 of Cups. So whatever this little surprise or shock is in November, you are deciding that you are worth more and you are ready to now step away from that, regardless of what you put into it, and you're walking on to towards your 9 of Cups, which is basically wish fulfillment. So, and wish fulfillment is coming up in your Cross of Truth, which we'll talk about shortly. But October and November is our tricky months for you, and we all have to go through challenges, we all have to go through difficult times, and it's all really about how we cope with what's placed in front of us. And this is really the reason it's coming up, is because this leadership card, because it feels like however you address the situation, however you deal with the situation, is going to really inspire people around you, really give other people strength, because you have the power, you have the strength, you have the determination to, having already started the year strong, right, and in tune, you can see your worth, you can see your value, and you can see the value in what it is you desire for happiness, fulfillment, all of that, right? And by the end of the year, when you start to see that that is not adding up anymore, you recognize that it needs to be dealt with sooner rather than later, okay? So even though it might be a little bit tricky, I mean, it could literally be that, you know, if you're in a rental, perhaps a rental, they've decided they're going to sell the house and now you need to suddenly move out. And then you realize with the 8 of Cups, well, you didn't really want to live there forever anyway, so it might as well be now. It's got those sorts of energies, or a contract that's come to an end which you thought that perhaps it was going to be renewed and isn't. They don't have the funds or something, and now it's encouraging you to go more in the direction that you choose to go in. And this leadership role is definitely something that puts you more in power and actually gives you more freedom to place your skill set and place your values into something that is really, really worthwhile. And maybe that is a child, particularly if you're birthing something, or maybe that is a concept, a charity, something like that, okay? By December, you're dog-tired and you're so grateful that the year is over and done with, right? Because you've got the 4 of Swords. So the 4 of Swords sees a bit of healing coming on in, okay? So this is taking the time to go within, to do some internal healing, some reflection, some processing, okay? It could also mean that usually what happens is when people go through a bit of a crisis or a bit of a stressful period, simply anxiety will do it to anybody. Anxiety over a situation or a person can changes the chemicals in our bodies, and our bodies don't like to be in that state of adrenaline, fight, flight, or freeze. And there's always a kind of a backlash to that, because we can usually handle a difficult situation, power through. But if we don't allow ourselves some time to recover from that stressful period, our bodies will force us into it, okay? You get a toothache, you get a cold, whatever, right? It's our body's way of looking after us and saying, you need to chill. So I do feel that in December, you're going to be pretty tired, a lot of lethargy, just needing to unwind and process the year. It is an extremely positive reading, apart from that area there. But remember, in October, November. But remember, when we are aware of these energies, we can make the most of it, we can prepare for it. So for example, when you know in the future that you're going to go through a bit of a rough spell, you can plan in advance a week off, if you know, and allocate that to be able to deal with it. You know, this is why tarot is so helpful. Obviously nothing is ever set in stone, these energies are fluid, but the way that tarot works is works with the trajectory, the most probable outcome as a collective, as a whole, the best that we can devise. Okay, so December, a lot of healing that is needing to take place, and you're just so done with 2024. But don't forget how positive it was, okay, because you have turned into more of a leader. You've taken the lead of yourself, okay, you haven't given up that power to anybody else, and this is an extraordinary achievement for 2024. Okay, so now when we move into the cross of truth, where you are as a foundation, what you keep returning back to in 2024 is you and your power, the Emperor. So you're turning up again, and this is knowing how to make things happen, okay? Seeing the long-term results, seeing the vision for the future, knowing how to apply yourself and how to get it. So no matter what happens throughout the year, you're returning back within yourself because you did all that good work in the beginning of the year. The desire throughout the year is again the Star card, which also came up in the main reading. The Star, following your North Node. Nothing is going to sway you this year from your hopes, dreams, and aspirations. You are driving, your focus is on my wish fulfillment. What is it that I wish? What is it that I want? It is, you keep returning back to that, which again is fabulous. For them to even show up is a good omen, right? So constantly striving for that which you have faith in, belief, believing in the impossible, believing in the positivity, believing in fulfillment, believing in yourself. That is super strong throughout the year. It's admirable. Okay. Now this is kind of interesting. What's working in your favor is a Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is kind of like the regret card, okay? It's just kind of like regretting over things in the past that didn't go according to plan, okay? He's lost his taste for wine, and he's grieving that essentially. The Three Cups have tipped over, and these are the plans, the emotional situations that he put his energy into, but it didn't quite work out. But he's so caught up in that he's not really focused on behind him, where there are two cups that represent future. Now this is showing up in your favored position. So this is what actually sets you more in the driving seat of your leadership and of making stuff happen. You are done with repeating history. You're done with repeating old cycles, habits, and patterns. And so every time you return back to your Emperor energy of that, like, okay, well now how am I going to handle this? Best way I know how. What is it I want? Wish fulfillment. I want cleansing. I want faith for the future. I want to feel happy and excited about things for the future, right? How do I do that? Well, I need to really reconcile within myself that the things that didn't go according to plan were my highest good, and I certainly am not going to repeat history. So I'm not going to do things the way I've always done them. What's that saying? It's kind of a horrible saying, but I'll say it anyway. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you always had. So you are basically using the regrets from the past to propel you forward because you don't want to regret again. You don't want to disempower yourself. You don't want to stay in a sorrowful position. You want to look ahead to the future, okay? So this is the energy that that is really serving you in 2024. You're not repeating history, simple as. So you're finding a new way, and that's why you're the leader, okay? Because you wouldn't be a leader on the things you've always done because that's already been done, okay? Now, the challenge is the Nine of Cups. Now, the Nine of Cups is kind of like the feast card, wish fulfillment, getting what you have, getting what you wish for, and celebrating it, okay? And this is coming up as a challenge because you may not be in a position to celebrate achievements as much as you would like. And also because everything is like shifty, it's like moving, spinning plates throughout the course of the year, you may not be seeing the results of your hard work just yet. Okay, so see it as a challenge, not as an obstacle, a challenge to rise to. And what that really is enforcing with you is enabling you to reassess what wish fulfillment is for you. Because we've got the major arcana of the star card, which is wish fulfillment, healing, prosperity, faith for the future, all of that. But if we don't pinpoint what that is, we may have to experience a multitude of experiences to identify what that really is for us if we haven't focused on it before. So you may be experiencing wonderful moments of achievement and wish fulfillment even, but then it doesn't have the same, you may find yourself realizing, I'm not so sure I really wanted that. Now that I had that, I'm not so sure I really want it anymore. So that might be the challenge, okay? And it causes you to refocus, reevaluate what is actually your wish fulfillment and what you wish to celebrate. It could also be that in a moment of celebrating that there's an illness in the family, or there's something that takes the celebration energy away. Again, a challenge to the celebration. But don't worry, because these are very strong cards here. Now the outcome is the Ace of Swords. So the outcome at every juncture that you meet, where you recognize you're not repeating history, and oh wow, what I thought would be wonderful wasn't so wonderful, so I need to reassess that. That reduces you to the Ace of Swords, which is the truth. So you are going to be seeing the truth, good, bad, ugly, whatever the truth is for you, it is going to be the truth. Nothing but the truth. Ace of Swords is the truth seeker. It is seeing things from a whole new perspective that you perhaps didn't see before. And so you're going to have a whole new state of mind come the end of the year, particularly after some healing, right? And you're going to see something in a totally new light. It could even be how you see yourself, okay? But it does feel like you're going to have repeating experiences that are going to be moving around the same sort of energies, and at each juncture you're going to recognize the truth of the situation. I didn't repeat history, and then I got that, something, a different outcome. Or I got what I'd hoped for, but it's not really what I want. I've got the truth now. So all of these are kind of really honing your skills of what you see as the way forward. And the way forward, you are slowly recognizing, is that which is unpredetermined. So there we go. Right, let us do an oracle card to close off this reading for you. Some advice from Spirit for the year, for beautiful Aries. Okay, what does Aries need to know, please, for 2024? Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. So this is going to be during areas where things feel a little bit tight for you, okay? Where your heart feels a bit tight in your chest, where your head feels, your temples feel like needles, where things feel a bit strained and under stress. So we're talking about, with this reading, we're talking about April, October, November, more particularly, okay? When you have these moments, you will feel the heaviness, the strain, the tension, okay? Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually even. And when you feel that, know that that is kind of a condensed version of you, where things are solidifying and making it feel, taking a little bit of the freedom away. The best way to work with that energy, because it is an energy, right? You don't want it to compact too much. It is a heavy energy, lower vibration. The best way to kind of climb out of that is to dance. Is to dance with life. Now, it might be easier said than done, particularly in the moment, but where you can, try and lighten the load, try and shift your energy, find something that's joyous. Look at little TikTok or Instagram for videos of puppies and kittens, or go out in nature, listen to your favorite music, anything you can do to lift your vibrations out of that. But ultimately, you are really experiencing life this next year, okay? And you probably would say to me, listen, Robyn, I know life, okay? I've dealt with life, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. But this is taking it to a whole new level because you're becoming a leader now, okay? So I hope that helped you. Beautiful, Aries. If you like this reading, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, is totally free, comment, share, whatever you like. And please remember to return back to this video throughout the year to check in again and see where you're at and what you can prepare yourself for. Also, for those of you who are interested, I also channel. I channel a 7th Density collective called Annika Sanja, and we have a forecast from them for 2024. So it should pop up on your screen. You can click on that if you're interested in seeing what they have advised for 2024, of what may be coming up for 2024. Is to give you a whole picture of what to work with in 2024. Thank you again so much for liking, subscribing, sharing. I've said all of that. And if you're interested in a personal reading or channeling session, check out our website, loveitmore.com. You can contact me there. Otherwise, have a fantastic leadership year. It's going to be wonderful. Take care. Bye.